We have team coverage today. Our Joel Thomas is going to tell us what things were like in this neighborhood for so many hours as it was going on. But I want to start with Ken Molestina, who's over at City Hall right now. Ken, where the mayor, we had Dallas Fire Rescue and Dallas PD all speaking just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Doug, they all gathered. They held this news conference here in City Hall lobby to update us on the situation and all the on everything that's going on right now. Here is the most important piece of information that came out of this, and that is, as you mentioned, that the situation over in the neighborhood, that is now over. It's now been rendered safe by officials. Also, we're told that the paramedic that was shot as a result of all of this did undergo surgery, did come out of surgery, and is in ICU right now. So that is certainly some good news as far as the condition of that firefighter paramedic. Now, in total, we're told that aside from that EMT, another citizen was also shot as a result of what happened out there. We're told that a police officer was hurt. It was some sort of a minor injury, we're told, something that happened out there. And then we're told that police officers, the SWAT team, used a robot to go inside of a home that they were sort of looking at. Inside that home, they said that they found two bodies, one of them who they believe to be the shooter. Now, the other thing, a piece of information that came out of this was sort of a heroic tale of how that firefighter paramedic was taken over to Baylor Hospital. We're told that there was a sergeant on scene, a police sergeant that was responding to what was going on there, saw that the firefighter paramedic needed help, that he was wounded. He was able to grab him, pull him out of that very dangerous situation, put him into his patrol car, and rush him over to Baylor Hospital. That's something that the mayor and that folks out here that we spoke to at this news conference, they're crediting that move that sergeant did for possibly saving that firefighter paramedic's life, Doug.
Yeah, and Ken, as crazy as it sounds to happen in the moment, the reality is these men and women are ready to do that for each other at any moment's notice, as we know, obviously. And to think that this entire day and a life has hung in the balance for a number of hours, all started with what was described as a dispute literally between two neighbors. That's how this all started.
That's what they said it came out as. Now, what's interesting to point out here is that Dallas fire officials are saying that the initial call that came out that sent the firefighters to that area in the first place was a call for a shooting. They said in the notes in that call, there was some sort of identification that suggested that there was some sort of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So at some point, these paramedics thought they were responding to a suicide out there. Obviously, when they got there, it was completely, it was a different situation. But that once again, Doug, speaks to just, how uncertain some of these situations are for the first responders as they respond to the scene. And also, so this firefighter came from fire station number 19 right off of Grand Avenue. This is only a couple of minutes away from where that entire scene unfolded for so many hours earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, right around the corner. And Chief Coakley did address what you just spoke about today, because somebody asked about, well, will they eventually DFR, wear any body armor, any type of things like that? That's a question to be answered later, but he did say for the record, we're going to look at it. So Ken Molestina, thank you very much down at City Hall. Needless to say, this was a really scary time in this neighborhood where this shooting happened. Imagine it being in your neighborhood. That's what unfolded today. Our Joel Thomas has been there since not long after the shots rang out. Joel?
Yeah, and it's a completely different vibe now. We spent the better part of the day looking at Dallas police cars blocking this major intersection of Dolphin and Haskell. Just minutes ago, they finally opened up traffic going back into the neighborhood as well as out. And that's been locked off all afternoon. And it all started with that ambulance responding to a call about a shooting victim. And remember, we were told that paramedics were working on that wounded person when a man carrying a rifle walked toward the scene and opened fire. And that's when one of the paramedics was hit. Now, as the Dallas police officer raced that injured EMT to the hospital, as Ken was telling you, several blocks here were quickly sealed by an armada of police cruisers. The DPD helicopter circled overhead as they tried to find the gunman. The FBI, ATF also helped out here. At one point, they brought in trucks carrying water, expecting a long standoff to ensue. People inside the perimeter were told to lock themselves in their homes. Others waited outside of the police lines, hoping loved ones were safe. But as you can see now, though, those police lines have disappeared. Traffic once again flowing in and out of the neighborhood, and a very relieved neighborhood it was, as they spent many hours worried that a gunman might be on the loose and right outside their door. Reporting live in Dallas, Joel Thomas, CBS 11 News.
Hard to imagine until you're right in the middle of it. Joel, thanks very much.